Are you ready to start sublimating drinkware, but maybe not quite ready to use a mug press? Or is it possible that you've had troubles figuring out how to sublimate your blanks in an oven? We'd like to drop a few essential tips for you to keep in mind to help master sublimation's most underrated tool. So to get started, I have a few tips that I want to share. Now, the first one that we always bring up in every sublimation oven video is that you do not want to use your cooking oven for sublimation. Now, Sawgrass Sublijet UHD ink has been tested to be non-toxic. However, there haven't really been any tests on the long-term effects of using a food oven for sublimation transfers. So at this time, we strongly recommend using a dedicated oven for your sublimation oven transfers. Now, as long as you find another oven, even a countertop convection oven that can get up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, that's really all you need to take advantage of sublimation oven and shrink wraps. Now, there are industrial machines like the Hicks SubliPro CT that are also available for larger businesses covering commercial level quantities. Now, as soon as you have your own oven, you're gonna wanna test it to see how hot it can actually get to make sure it's able to sublimate your items. Now, considering that every convection oven is gonna be different from each other, an easy way to know how hot it's gonna get is to just check the specs before you purchase. However, the best way to confirm how hot it's actually gonna get, along with how long it's gonna take to get to temperature, is to test it. Now, to do that, you're gonna place 2 oven thermometers inside, each one on opposite diagonal corners of the oven. You're gonna wanna test the oven at different temperature ranges, all the way from 350 degrees to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, with most oven transfers going at around 385 plus degrees. Now, this should also help you determine if there are any hot or cold spots in your oven, so you can keep it in mind when sublimating your different transfers. Before you commit to actually sublimating your blank, you're gonna wanna verify that you have the correct oven settings for that item. Now, heat press settings are always gonna be different than your oven settings. Heat press usually requires a shorter time, and this is because on a heat press, the heating element is in direct contact with the mug, whereas in an oven, you're relying on the ambient temperature around the mug to heat it up. Now, many of these settings can be found in the item description for each blank at heatpressnation.com. But for items without recommended oven settings, you're gonna wanna test these oven prepared items with the standby temperatures noted earlier at a time range of about 6 to 8 minutes, flipping the items at the halfway point of your cook. Now, another tip for getting the most out of your sublimation oven is cook time does not equal downtime. Instead of waiting for your items to finish in the oven, you could take that time to customize even more mugs on another press, or maybe you have another oven plugged into a separate outlet. This is an easy way to maximize your output. And if you don't have another separate oven or press, you can still keep on printing, you can design more products, you could respond to your customers on Instagram. Again, your cook time does not equal downtime. Now, all of this might seem like a lot to consider when customizing your sublimation blanks in an oven, but the more you practice using it, the better and more familiar you're gonna be with your oven, blanks, and the sublimation process in general. If you're looking for top quality shrink wraps or reusable oven wraps, HPN has the Sublicraft shrink wraps, perfect for small and large tumblers alike. Plus, Hicks oven wraps for coffee mugs, latte mugs, tumblers, and even pet bowls. Before working with these items, of course, make sure to grab some heat-resistant gloves to safely handle your fresh out of the oven blanks. We have a huge library of sublimation tutorials and other content right here on our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe and hit that like button while you're at it. For more information on sublimation with an oven or heat press, or heat transfer in general, be sure to visit us at heatpressnation.com.